Good morning, everyone. This is, well, actually, wherever you are, good day. This is SchreckTeck. I'm Rick Zanotti. It is 8 a.m. Pacific time, and joining me right next to me, our illustrious host, Gina Schreck.
Yes. Good morning. Yeah, we had a busy week last week and traveling, which is interesting because I'm excited about our guest that we have on just in a minute, because I actually discovered this app while I was preparing to speak at a conference on Saturday morning. I was looking for business apps that really do help us. So I found this. But first, Rick, I have to tell you, last week we closed the show with me challenging myself to use voice to text. I said, I promise I'm going to practice using voice to text when I send messages. So I have to tell you, I sent my husband a text the other day, and it said, I was actually just trying to tell him I'm working out, and what I meant to say was I'm working out. When I finish class, let's just order pizza. So instead, I said, and I didn't have my glasses, so I didn't check before I sent it, I'm working out. Jackass, just order pizza when I'm done.
That's perfect.
Okay, no, he called. I didn't even know what it said. He called, and everyone in his office, he read it to everyone, because they were laughing so hard. And I was laughing. I couldn't see to drive. I had to pull over because I was crying. I said, there's the challenge with voice. It actually has worked very well.
Now, you know, the real problem is she doesn't have an iPhone.
Well, iPhone would do the same thing.
It wouldn't call him a jackass and order pizza.
It doesn't have like a filter on language. It was, I mean, literally even the next day, I would still start laughing when I thought about it. I thought, gosh, good thing I didn't send that to, a client or something. So, yeah. So be careful. The warning is the voice to text actually works really well. I've done several messages. That's the one that was really funny. So, you do have to still put on glasses to see what you're sending, but you don't have to text with your thumb. So that was good.
Now, we have a guest this morning, at least for a short time.
Just for a short time, and just to introduce him while you're pulling him in, I will let you know I was putting together a presentation on apps we can use to really help us be more productive at work and at home. And I said the one thing is still missing is trying to do a presentation on your iPad. With Keynote, I've done it; it works great. But with PowerPoint, still not quite there.
Well, I'm gonna dial him while you're talking.
You dial him in. So I was looking for an app that would really be a great presentation app when you want to present on your iPad using PowerPoint, not Keynote, without having to go to Docs2Go or what have you. And I discovered this absolutely amazing app, and I don't know why we didn't know about this before, but it's called SlideShark. And I'm curious to talk to our guest, David Klein, because right away it made me think it's kind of a social sharing slide, app, but it's also, there's a web piece to it, so it reminds me kind of a slide share, but it does some really cool things for presentations, like it has a timer, and you can switch your slides around and hide slides, all within this app. And so I'm really excited to hear from him, and to already have him on the line.
And David, you're on, right?
Yay,
I am indeed.
How are you, David?
Doing great, thank you.
I'm Rick, and do you have video, or are you just going to be calling in?
I have video if you'd like.
Sure.
Yes. So this is David Klein, who is a Senior Product Director from SlideShark. And David, I have to tell you, I used your app on Saturday and love it.
Awesome. Fantastic. Love to hear it.
And there is David.
There he is. I see your smiling face. And thank you for doing. We pulled this together kind of last minute, from like 11 o'clock last night till 7 or 8 this morning. We kind of confirmed that we could get David on here. But David, tell us about this great app, because first of all, when did you launch it?
Sure. Well, we actually launched the app fairly recently, back in October. So it's been out for maybe about 6 months, and the feedback has been tremendous. It's been very, very positive. We've been getting hundreds of thousands of downloads. We last week we were actually top 4 in the productivity category.
Oh, that's great.
On the App Store, and we're really maintaining fantastic momentum.
It's
It's an exciting initiative for us.
That's great.
What I liked about it, some of the features I liked, was the fact that I could have a timer, presentation timer, and I loved that I could swipe up and see all the slides and move them around. And what have you found to be the kind of big selling features of SlideShark?
Sure. So one of the reason why we actually created SlideShark originally was we're seeing that there are a ton of iPads within the enterprise, outside of the enterprise, but we're noticing that about 25% of the iPads are being used by business people, and most business people have PowerPoint on their computer. And today it just doesn't balance right. It doesn't mesh. You upload a PowerPoint into your iPad, and you're going to see horrific motion paths or maybe no animation whatsoever. A lot of the fonts seem to be destroyed.
Yeah.
So we wanted to make sure that we keep all of the animations intact, that we're truly showing the fonts that are true to the original PowerPoint, because you're spending a lot of time creating those decks, and we're making it so that it is PowerPoint the way it was meant to be seen.
Yeah, it is. Now, you have a choice to either upload the presentation to SlideShark on the web and then pull it over from the app, or you can upload it directly from the iPad, which I did because I had the presentation on I think it was from Dropbox. I may have pulled it.
Yeah, absolutely. So you find that PowerPoints come from a number of different sources. If you're on your laptop and you're creating it, you can immediately upload it to the website, which is slideshark.com, right into your account, and it will automatically appear on your iPad. Or if you receive it as an attachment, or it's in Dropbox, or we actually also have a SlideShark for Box app. So if you're using Box, you can go into your Box account, go into their ecosystem of the various apps, add SlideShark, and it will just go from cloud to cloud right into your account very, very easily and seamlessly, and it shows up right on within the SlideShark iPad app.
That's really neat. Now, as a techie, are you guys using HTML5 to convert it?
No, so we have our own secret sauce over here, and we end up pushing it through our cloud. We do a number of different conversions, really looking at all of the elements of the PowerPoint,
nice,
and then making it so that it's iPad optimized.
That's great.
You'd have to shoot you, Rick, if he told you the secret.
Yeah, and I regret I didn't have time because I frankly didn't know you were coming until this morning for sure. But I wanted to take one of the videos off your website, but I think we'll put that up later as an add-on to the show. Yeah, because it's really a good video you guys have on there.
Great,
so great.
Excellent.
Now I have a question, David. There is a social element to SlideShark as well. Can you tell us about that?
Absolutely. So when you end up presenting that content to a number of people, whether it's the board members or whatever your audience is, there are so many times people will raise their hand and say, okay, can you send me the presentation? Fine. So what we have is that ability to immediately share out a link to an online version of your presentation, and so that can be accessible via any browser, both a mobile browser as well as a desktop browser. And what that will do is give them all that content. It's actually all fully in your control, so it's read only. It's not like they're going to take it and then reuse it and do something with it.
Right.
And you can then receive some reporting to see exactly who watched it and how much of that presentation they watched, what slides. It can get very granular. It's really, really nice analytics.
Yeah, that was my favorite thing. I thought, wow, what a great tool for a management team to send out a presentation and know who watched it and if they just watched the first 2 slides or not.
Right. So it can be done internally as a business tool or even externally as a promotional tool, because we give you a direct link into Facebook as an update, or just the link itself to place out there into any type of social site that you want to promote your content.
And Dawn in the chat room just said, and it's 100 megabytes of storage for free.
Yes, and you
Yeah.
can, if you refer friends, we'll give you more.
Right.
So you can actually build that up over time if you'd like.
Yeah. I've already got 50 extra megabytes of storage just over the weekend talking about it. So I was very excited.
Fantastic. Yeah,
uh,
it's a great app. The free version is really killer. It's got an amazing amount of functionality. We've focused very much on what is it that presenters need today, and we'll continue to evolve that. We've been doing releases maybe every 3 weeks or so just to make sure that the momentum continues at a very fast pace. We also expanded it out to an enterprise version, which is called Team Edition, and that enables you to deploy and distribute your content inside of the enterprise, control exactly who gets what content, and actually lock down certain elements, and the analytics in there is even greater.
Okay, now and being the shiny object person, one of my favorite features on there was the laser pointer. This I got so excited about. I don't know why. This was so cool to me anyway, but I just by pressing on the slide that you're showing and holding it, all of a sudden everyone on the in the room could see the laser pointer.
Yeah, so it's for those people that don't know the app. It's very easy to navigate. You end up playing your slide. It's shown on your iPad. You plug it in using an Apple adapter or a dongle into the projector, and then from there, everyone, the audience, will see just the slides. And you can just swipe forward. That brings to the next animation. You can swipe back. You can quickly access other slides, and then if you hold down your finger, a laser pointer will appear, and you can then start showing
Cool.
different areas and have people focus on different parts of the slide itself.
Yeah, I only found out about the app yesterday, so I'll be downloading it and using it too, because Keynote's okay, but everybody's doing. I mean, let's face it, like you said, in the corporate world, we're all doing PowerPoint, and this is cool. This is a very, very nice app.
Do you have any plans to incorporate Keynote?
No, we don't. You can save a Keynote as a PowerPoint and then upload it over, but at this point, no, we don't.
Okay. Yeah, it's very cool. And Rick, I'll send you the link that you need to follow.
Okay, that way you get more space. Hey, I know how that works.
Yeah,
sure.
well,
Send
David,
it around, and
so
then
much
Rick,
for
you can do
coming
the
on this
same, and
morning.
you can get more.
That sounds good.
I'm very excited about it. Awesome app. And I know you guys are just going to continue to grow because it's one. Everywhere I go and I talk about apps and this app's for your iPad, this is one of the features people say, I would love to be able to present from my iPad, but I still don't feel confident that I can do that, and especially those PowerPoint users. So this is really exciting to find.
Well, great. Well, I'm glad you see some great value, and we've been getting a tremendous amount of feedback and requests for new functionality. We've been pretty good at turning that around and improving the app, as I said, 3 to 4 week time cycle, and it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, and I hope to do a shout out to your team that manages your social media, because I just happened to mention either Thursday or Friday that I had found the app and was very excited to check it out and test it and talk about it on this presentation I did for the convention. It was the PCMA, Professional Convention Management Association, their leadership team on Saturday, and all I did was tweet about that, and somebody from SlideShark connected. So kudos to them because they're doing social right, and then obviously you guys are doing apps right.
Excellent. Yes, Jerry Preisman heads up our buzz marketing efforts, and we're on top of what's going on in the blogosphere and the Twittersphere and all social arenas. We ensure that everyone from our tech support people right over to our marketing team are truly hooked in to make sure that we can help anyone that needs help or has suggestions or has some great ideas or just are subject matter experts like yourselves.
Cool. Very cool.
Now, David, do you support PowerPoint? That's just the question. PowerPoint 2010 as well as 2007?
Absolutely. Okay. 2003, 2007.
Oh, you go all the way back. Okay.
We go all the way back. So BrainShark is actually the core company that has created SlideShark, and BrainShark's been around for about 10 years, and our gig is PowerPoint. We've enabled people to create multimedia presentations for both online and mobile viewing by uploading a PowerPoint to our cloud and then adding your voice and sending it out as a video. So we've been doing that for some time, and then once the iPad came into play only just a couple of years ago, you have to figure, which is amazing. It seems like it's been out forever.
I know.
But it's really only come in a couple of years ago, and we realized there's a significant challenge, especially for the business person, the mobile professional on the road that wants to just present their content. It's very hard to do. So now with SlideShark, we've made that a lot easier.
That's great.
A quick question from Larry in the chat room. He says, do you have to have internet connectivity to use the app? I think you can load it onto your iPad.
So just the only time you need to have the internet connectivity is to download that particular presentation. But once it's on your iPad, you're free from those shackles. We know that a lot of people are in basements or in areas where you don't have that connectivity. So it's all local to your device.
Awesome. Very cool. Well, thank you again for, I was going to say getting up early, but you're on the East Coast, so you slept in.
Yeah, we're right outside of Boston, and we're glad that you reached out to us. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Awesome. We're excited. We'll keep spreading the word.
Fantastic. Thanks again.
Hey, thank you.
Okay.
Take care, David.
So I'm telling you, this was my excitement for the weekend. See, this is what gets me excited over the weekend. Woo, SlideShark and Flipboard. Now, Rick, you and I have talked about Flipboard and Zeit, and I've always kind of favored Zeit a little bit for these customized social magazines because Zeit continues to customize with a thumbs up and things like this.
Mm-hmm.
But Flipboard had a major upgrade over the weekend that has flipped me back to Flipboard. And that upgrade includes audio podcasts. You can now, and you do have to upgrade, so if you, and it's free, but if you have Flipboard on your iPad, you need to go into your app store and make sure that you've upgraded it in the last couple days, and it'll pull in the audio. Now you can choose from, like, the Next Web, for example, is one that I added to, and I'll just show you if you can see through the glare. When you open up Flipboard, there's a little red ribbon. So when you upgrade, you'll pull that ribbon, and it will give you some audio. There's an audio link that you'll select, and then it'll show you what podcasts are available. I am going to see if we can get SchreckTeck in here in their library of audio podcasts. What's cool is you can select the podcast you want to listen to, and then while it's playing, you can go back and flip through your news. So
that's nice. So it multitasks too.
For those of us who need to be able to listen and read and have everything going on, and you can just have it on in the background just as your podcast player, and it just really, I thought that was a great change in addition to Flipboard.
That's
So
actually
check
really
that
cool.
out.
That's very cool.
Free.
Actually, that's interesting. So I guess you have to figure out where we upload the, or do they upload the audio podcast? We don't know yet.
I don't know. And what I kept looking at, and I think the trend will be, we have so much going on and so much information. I think we need to look at how we're curating content and pulling in content for our businesses and looking at not only written text but audio text that people do like listening, to the information, but looking at combining it with pictures and with audio and with text, with the notes. And some of the shows, when you go in there, like I think it might be NPR, they have a really nice layout where they have photos, so you can tell they have an editorial team that they're pulling in photos with the audio, with the text, versus some of them, Twit Network, which is one of our favorites that we listen to,
right.
Twit Network just has their logo on every episode. There's no text, there's no picture. So I think it just depends on what you load.
Yeah, that sounds great.
That's really a cool new feature. Zeit, I don't know why I've kind of liked Zeit's customizable feature, but I know.
Hey, there's also some new stuff in Facebook, and I know you're really up to date on this, but I got a notice yesterday that there's a new page admin app. I guess it's an admin app for your pages, and it looked good. Have you played with it at all?
Of course, I have it on my iPad. I played with that, and it's interesting because our team, when we have a team of these amazing, I call the angels, these women who manage all the communities of our clients, and we all have iPads. So the challenge has been when there's no really good app for Facebook on an iPad, so we always go to the web itself. So we were playing with this app, the Pages Manager it's called. It has been available in New Zealand, so still it's hard to find it. If you go to the App Store and search, it's hard to find it. You have to click on the specific link, and I have that link. I put it out on Twitter yesterday, and you have to click on that link from your iPad, and it takes you to, because it just came to the U.S., I think, yesterday. Anyway, it's nice because it shows all the pages that you manage. It shows the notification.
You're cutting up. Hold on, you're cutting up a little bit.
Wonder why. Should I just pause?
No, go ahead.
Is that better?
Your video is fine. Your audio is cutting out.
Yeah, that's really odd. I wonder if I should turn off my video. Yeah, it's called Pages Manager for Facebook. And I still would rather go straight to the browser because the Pages Manager app does not tell you. It tells you if you have notifications, but it does not tell you if you have a private message. If you're a business and somebody leaves you a private message, you better know about it. You know, you want to respond to that person quickly on any notification, but it's still missing a few features that I think are really important if you're a community manager for a company, and that I think is a pretty big one that's not on there. But at least it gives, you open it and you're looking at your business pages. You're not having to, you know, try to find your way to the business pages from your personal profile. So it's interesting.
That sounds good. That one's getting a lot of traction, at least news out there. In the Twitter sphere, it's getting a lot of traction. It
is because there's still no great app for your iPad for Facebook. So it's just, I've created my own app button by, you know, you can go on your iPad and you go to the website, Facebook, we go to our business pages and you just hold that kind of a bookmark button and choose Save to Desktop, and then we create app buttons for our business pages that we manage, and that way you can just go to them quickly and you have full function. Except for loading pictures. I don't understand this. And Rick, I don't know if you know, why can you not load photos to Facebook from your iPad?
Good question. And honestly, I
don't
know.
That's so irritating.
I guess when they did their IPO, they didn't make enough money to develop that.
Maybe that's it. Well, maybe now that they did the IPO, they'll have money to develop that.
That's right.
Let's hope. But they still cannot, you still cannot load a picture, which that is really important, to load pictures on your Facebook posts, which is my social tip for you. If you have a business page on Facebook, I always say this, you always want a picture because there's too much going on to make somebody pay attention to unless there's a great photo attached. When you load from a third-party app like Hootsuite or TweetDeck, Facebook kind of penalizes you because when you post your business page to a third-party app, it doesn't give you the same credit in the EdgeRank score. The algorithm that Facebook uses doesn't give your post a high enough score, so a lot of your fans don't even see your post. I mean, they see like 7% of your total fan base will actually see your post. Well, to help boost that, you need to add a photo. The one good thing is if you add a photo from Hootsuite or TweetDeck to your Facebook post, it does now eliminate the penalty, if you will. If you just post something with a link from Hootsuite to Facebook, you kind of get penalized. So if you're going to post a link and share a link or something on your business page and you're using a third-party app, add a photo. Even though it has a thumbnail picture, add a photo, because then you'll have a higher EdgeRank score and more people will see it. It's so frustrating.
So tell me, Gina, why do we like Facebook?
I know, because 900 million people are there.
Yeah, but I mean, they're not all active, and frankly, most of them aren't going to be all that business-oriented, but it's like they have so many rules.
So argue that. I say all business people are people, and they're on Facebook. There, it's more work to find them and get those business people relying on your business page for seeing you as a valuable resource.
Right.
If your business is a valuable resource to their community, business people will go to look for. There's still businesses that block Facebook, but the people that need the information will find you.
Okay.
Which is interesting because Microsoft's trying to get in the whole social game, but they don't know how to sell social. Did you hear that they launched their social media? Microsoft launched their own social media platform, I believe yesterday, and it's called Sokol.
What's it called?
Sokol.
Sokol?
It's supposed to be social, but it's SO.CL. That's the website. SO.CL.
CL.
Sokol.
That's very intuitive.
But here's what I find interesting. When you go to Sokol, to log in, you can actually use your Facebook login credentials to log in and create your account on Microsoft.
So what's the benefit of going on yet another social media?
I don't know. I'm very cynical because I'm looking at this going, number one, they're touting it as an education tool for students.
So they're tying it into Xbox, in other words.
Oh, I don't know. That's
probably.
Because here's what my thought is, how can they possibly think that students are going to be there with them? How do you get a mass audience, but through Xbox, that might be it, to leave Facebook and suddenly connect with their friends over here? But if they're doing it through Xbox, see, then again, you're going to have boys. Not many girls are Xbox players.
That's true. Now, what I really do like, though, is, well, that's okay. Boys don't always need to have girls around. They get bothersome after a while. But
maybe
they just want to play their X game and, whatever. But I always marvel at the fact that big companies spend probably thousands of hours coming up with these names like So.CL.
Yeah, Sokol. What?
Sokol?
Again, they need to hire the people from L'Oreal and CoverGirl.
Yeah.
They know how to create names.
Yeah, because Sokol just doesn't really quite cut it.
I don't know what that is. Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, and that's possible. Dawn is a good point. Is maybe young people want a social media site where mom and grandma are not there, which would be so cool because I haven't seen. Again, it just launched. It's less than a week old, but I just have not heard anybody say, "Oh, it has these new features that we really want." There's nothing new there, so I'm not sure how they're going to boost this. Someone has to come out with something that Facebook doesn't have.
I think we need to come out with a site for politicians around the world. It's called AskBook.
I can send a text message to them.
You can send a text message.
Yeah, and Google Plus. It's interesting because Google Plus still is hanging in there with that tech crowd. And Google Plus touts now that you can do the hangouts on air. So, Rick, technically, you and I could just...
I'm sorry, they can do the what on air?
Google Plus Hangouts, Hangouts on air is what it's called.
Okay. That was the Hangout on air. We're sorry, we're having a little bit of a audio issue with Gina. Actually, video and audio. You've just frozen. There you go, you're back.
Should I turn off my video and see if that helps?
No, I think we're good. No, because they're both freezing every so often. It's mostly the audio. Your video is actually moving. It's the audio that's kind of staccato today. Yeah, for all those who are watching the recording or in the chat room, we do go through Skype because we're all over the place. And every so often, Skype does not communicate. Well, it's not Skype's problem. It is the network's problem.
Right.
So who knows what's clogging the tubes this morning?
Skype. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it needs more caffeine.
Hey, Gina, you realize in the last weekend, this isn't tech related, but we lost two, actually one this weekend and one last week, two of the disco idols.
True, Donna Summer
and Robin Gibb. And it's amazing. They're just dropping, and they were both pretty young, early 60s.
Yeah, very sad. I did wear my disco ball shine shirt. In honor. Well, there's a lot of stuff going on in the tech world. I say the exciting thing, go out there and check out Flipboard. And by the way, Flipboard is available on your iPhone.
Yes.
Is it on Android?
Yeah, actually, Flipboard looks great on the iMac, too. I'm not iMac, iPad.
I don't think it's Android. I think it's only iOS. Yeah, I only use it on, well, obviously, I use it on an iPad. But it's a great. Uvu is interesting. Barbara's asking about Uvu because Uvu just brought the Hangout concept to Facebook. So
Yeah, Uvu. We've tried Uvu in the past. It didn't hold up on bandwidth. I've heard Logitech Vid is okay, but very few people have it.
Right.
So it's.
So we've done I think 6 people successfully.
On which
Uvu
one? On
Plus,
which one did you do 6 on?
Uvu.
On Uvu. Okay. How was the quality?
Yeah. It was good. We didn't have any problems, but again, it's harder because most people don't have it. They have to download the app. So Skype tends to be more widely accepted. But I'm trying to push this Google Hangouts because not only can you have 10 people on a Google Hangout, so you can all see each other, but then you can open up that channel and anybody can watch. So it's a broadcast, and you can live broadcast it to YouTube. So people can click on your YouTube channel and watch the show that's going on live. When you're finished, it automatically saves it to your YouTube channel.
Okay. That was pretty staccato. You know what, guys? We're almost at the end of the show anyway, and unfortunately, Gina's right now in freezing. Your image is showing up about every 5 seconds. So you have these really cute poses, though, so that's good.
See, I'm going to turn off the video and see if that,
and then see if you can turn it back.
Usually when I have problems with bandwidth, you just turn off the video and it works.
Hey, your voice sounds better.
See, that I think it's the video is pulling there's some problem with Skype in my video.
Yeah, your audio sounds good now.
Yeah. Well, all I said was the whole thing of it's exciting and I want to try this. We're going to try the Google Hangout. You can open it up to the world to watch a show that you're doing using a Google Hangout, and it's automatically broadcasting it to YouTube. And when you're done, it saves the video and automatically looks to your YouTube channel. So it's something we need to look at.
Yeah, that's pretty good. By the way, your audio is still a little.
Oh.
It's not cutting out, but it's digitally a little noisy.
Yeah.
It's just one of those days. Are they doing? Well, I was going to say they're doing construction around there. You never know.
We have nothing going on here. It's just I think a Skype.
It's just Skype. It could be over here too. Who knows?
Who knows?
Maybe they're routing us through Chicago.
Yeah. Well, everyone have a fabulous week. I'm going to be traveling to, where am I going this week? I have the exciting, I'm going to tour Verizon's headquarters.
Cool.
I'm part of an innovation technology team that Verizon has put together, and so I'll be excited to report back.
That's really cool. Hey, when you're there, tell them Camarillo, where we live, does not have 4G LTE yet. They skipped our area for somebody. From Woodland Hills to Santa Barbara, there is no 4G LTE, which is funny. There's a lot of people out here and a lot of businesses, no 4G.
Well, we have a big weekend meeting all their executives. We're going to meet their CTO. We're going to talk about technology and how we want to use it. And
that's great.
So it should be pretty interesting and exciting. So I'll take notes and report back.
That sounds great. Hey, Gina, as always, a good show. Thanks for having David Klein on. He sounds like they've got a great app going.
Yep, check out SlideShark.
And for all you guys in the chat room or watching the recording, thanks for being there. We will see you guys next week on SchreckTeck. Have a good one, everyone.